You're live in the CNN newsroom. I'm Anna Cabrera in New York. We begin with big breaking news out of Virginia, where a driver is now in custody after a car plowed into a group of protesters during what began as a white nationalist rally in Charlottesville, Virginia. We want to warn you, the video you are about to see is incredibly disturbing. If you have small children in the room now, it's a good time to take them away.
Whoa.
That Nazi just thrown into people. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. People are badly hurt. Oh my God. Badly hurt. Badly hurt. We need paramedics right now. The car just drove into people. Causing a multi-chain accident.
And now we have another angle of this incident showing that car hitting the crowd. You see panicked people. They are running toward the scene. Moments later, the car reverses at a high rate of speed. Its front bumper barely holding on. We know a 32-year-old woman was killed at that scene. And a picture to show you now of the exact moment when people were thrown into the air. Virginia officials holding an emotional press conference in just the last hour. Let's listen.
That's crazy.
And I have a message to all the white supremacists and the Nazis who came into Charlottesville today.
Crazy.
Our message is plain and simple. Go home.
Wow.
You are not wanted in this great Commonwealth. Shame on you. You pretend that you're patriots, that you are anything but a patriot. You want to talk about patriots, talk about Thomas Jefferson and George Washington, who brought our country together. You think about the patriots today, the young men and women who are wearing the cloth of our country. Somewhere around the globe, they are putting their life in danger. They're patriots. You are not.
We have live team coverage. I do want to begin with CNN's Brian Todd on the ground in Charlottesville. Brian, give us an update on how these protests started and how the investigation is unfolding at this hour.
Well, Anna, first I can offer you a point of clarification that we just got moments ago from Governor Terry McAuliffe, who told me after the news conference had ended, we wanted clarification on the deaths involved today. And he did say that of the 3 fatalities that occurred today here in Charlottesville, 2 of them occurred in a helicopter crash. Now, there aren't that many details about that particular crash as to what kind of a helicopter it was, but we do know that 2 fatalities occurred in that helicopter crash, and that crash took place outside the city a little bit. I'm not sure exactly how far outside, but it was outside the city. We're going to get more details about that helicopter crash as soon as we can, but 2 of the 3 fatalities today, I'm told by the governor, occurred in that helicopter crash. The other one, we were just told, was a 32-year-old pedestrian who was killed right behind me. And I can set the scene here because we now have a vantage point of that place in Charlottesville, this intersection where the car strike took place. If you can see behind me, my photojournalist Jeremy Harlan is zooming in here. You see that Honda minivan there, that maroon Honda minivan. That was one of the vehicles struck. That silver car behind it was, we believe, another vehicle struck. We're pretty sure that is the case because police officers have been basically swarming these 2 vehicles since the car strike this afternoon. They've been gathering evidence. They've been taking pictures. You can see all the debris around those vehicles where the car strike took place. And this is still a very active crime scene. I'm right at a barricade now. We can't get any closer than this, but this is where that car strike occurred. You saw the horrific video of the car strike. A 32-year-old female pedestrian, we're told, was the one person killed at this scene behind me. They did offer some clarification also about the injuries. A total of 35 people hurt today. And one of the city officials who spoke said that these injuries, I believe it was the police chief who said these injuries range from life-threatening to minor. So you're going to get updates on casualties probably throughout the evening and into tomorrow. Another important piece of information here, the driver of that vehicle that struck right behind me is in custody. We are not being given a name yet. Trying to confirm that and get some more of that information for you as well. And another thing, I just talked to the city manager, Maurice Jones. He said, look, they are ready for anything that might happen tonight. They've got 700 law enforcement officers deployed throughout the city tonight. And, there is some tension that is, percolating around here as we near nightfall.
And what are you seeing, Brian? Are those white nationalist groups going home as the governor instructed?
You know, we don't know that. One of the leaders, Jason Kessler, apparently has tweeted earlier today that they're going to be around all weekend, that this is, quote, not over. But we don't know of any planned activities or planned rallies or anything tonight. That's what kind of adds to the tension here, with just kind of the unknown as you enter the evening hours here. But city officials confident that they'll be able to handle whatever happens. But it could be a tense night here in Charlottesville.
Fingers crossed. Brian Todd, thank you for that report. We are just getting an update now on those who were injured in today's violence. 5 in critical condition, 4 in serious condition, 6 fair condition, 4 good condition, and of course Brian mentioned the 1 fatality from that car accident scene. This is coming from the University of Virginia Medical Center with that latest information on the injured. Earlier, President Trump condemned the violence during a press conference, urging unity. Here he is. We don't have that sound, unfortunately. Let me read you the verbatim. He says, "We are closely following the terrible events unfolding in Charlottesville, Virginia. We condemn in the strongest possible terms this egregious display of hatred, bigotry, and violence on many sides, on many sides." I want to bring in CNN White House correspondent Athena Jones, who is live in New Jersey near the president's Bedminster estate. Athena, what more did the president have to say, and what more are you hearing following those remarks?
Hi, Anna. Well, I want to make sure our viewers know that we have a new tweet from the president put out just a few minutes ago. He said he'd offered deepest condolences to the families and fellow officers of the Virginia State Police who died today. "You're all among the best this nation produces." That is a tweet the president put out about 15 minutes ago. Notably, he does not mention the young woman, the pedestrian who was killed when that car plowed through the crowd. He also does not mention the nearly 3 dozen other people who were injured, but he does send condolences to the state police. What's notable about that quote from the president that you just read, Anna, was the phrase "on many sides," him condemning the egregious display of hatred, bigotry, and violence on many sides. That is something that's got a lot of attention and a lot of criticism from people who argue the president is drawing a moral equivalent between white nationalists, white supremacists, and Nazis. We've seen Confederate flags and also Nazi emblems during those protests today. People are arguing the president is drawing a moral equivalence between those folks and the people who are protesting against them. What's also interesting about what the president said is that he said we want to get this situation straightened out in Charlottesville, and we want to study it. We want to see what we're doing wrong as a country where things like this can happen. Well, what's notable there is the president did not address the facts on the ground. As I said, he has not spoken about the young woman